Hey everybody, this is D and Mike, and this is another quick impromptu video, me shooting from the hip here, just showing you what I'm doing to prep for Dungeons and Dragons. This is the audio prep that I'm doing. I'm gonna turn down my external speakers and blow something, I guess. Blow a speaker, that didn't sound right. Anyway, I'm going to, this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, I'm only about, really, right about there. So I'm about 2 minutes and some odd seconds in, like 2:15, something like that. And this is what it typically looks like. I've got some old dialogue here or old voiceover that I sometimes will keep just in case I don't like it. But in this case, I've got it muted, so I'll just keep it in place. It's almost like writing, a page of script, or you're writing your novel, but you're kind of striking through things on Microsoft Word or whatnot. You don't want to erase it, but you want it there just in case, maybe you do like it, maybe come back later and you like the sentence or whatever. This is that kind of same concept. So here I've got, let's say about 10 tracks altogether. This is kind of what it looks like. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I've already started recording new dialogue, which I've called VoiceOver 3. And this is what it looks like. You can see it's an absolute mess, right? Look how loud this is. And of course, let's zoom in just a little bit. And you can see here, this right here, all this kind of static. This is I don't have a sound studio, right? I just don't. I'm trying to work towards that, but I don't have it. So typically this is what my mic is picking up. Now, a good way to do this, if you're trying to record and you're noticing like these huge static here in your recording, there's a way to remove this in Adobe Audition. And first of all, you want to go down to a capture the noise print. Here we go. Capture noise print, Shift P. All right, and what that's going to do is going to take this sample of this noise that's found throughout the entire file, right? So I got my little sound print. It takes the sample. I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to hit Control A to kind of select everything. And then Control Shift P brings up this little screen here. The noise reduction, it tells me what it's going to get rid of in the entire file. Hit Apply. It does its thing. Oh, see, hold up. Of course it doesn't work when I'm recording. Why wouldn't it? Let's go back. I think something's wrong with my little keyboard here. Let's try that again. All right. Shift P, Control A, Control Shift P. Let's do this. Okay, I've been having weird things where it won't work and then it works. Maybe my computer's just getting old. Okay, so now you can see it's pretty much cleaned out. There's a little bit in there still, like these little pops here. Don't know what that is. I'll just delete it. Now, as you can see, as I'm recording my dialogue, I'm taking a break. I think this back here is probably just me moving the mic. Matter of fact, let me play this here. Yeah, that's me clearing my throat and moving the mic, so we can get rid of that. We don't need that. But basically, let's see, I recorded about 4 minutes of dialogue. Here we go. We got more stuff in here, probably me clearing my throat. There's a snap in here of some kind. But this is basically what my stuff looks like when I start my recording. And what I got to do is go in here and I take natural pauses in between certain sentences, or a couple sentences, like you would in a paragraph. And this allows me, when I go in, to use the razor tool and slice up my recording. So it gives me room to work. Sometimes I may read a sentence too fast, so I got to take that sentence out, push it maybe a second ahead of the previous sentence, just so there's a little wiggle room there. And this is what that allows me to do, is to have wiggle room. So I take my razor blades, and which is R, and if I go into my multi-track, you can kind of see it here. I'll just do this. I'll take my razor blade, see this? Boom, cut it. Made a nice clean cut. Matter of fact, it looks like I went through the entire file. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. And so when I do my, wrong file. Go into my multi-track session, or I'm sorry, in my original recording, sorry, my mind's all over the place. I try to take those natural pauses. So just a little tip. I don't know if that's what they do in the industry. I just know that I try to give myself some gaps so you can really see it here throughout the entire recording. Some of this is just because, let me bring this window over. I'll bring it over here. Hopefully it'll come over here. All right. Only because, see, this is me writing really, really fast, right? So it's not really kind of format that I always use, but I'll have things here that say, what effects I'll have in there, real quick synopsis, and then get back to the narration, effects, narration. And so far I have gotten down to here. This is just basic notes for things to come, like where I want to take this thing. But this is almost kind of the format that I'm doing, that I typically use. But over the course of past year or two of doing these kinds of things, it's become both a planning thing and an organic thing. So sometimes the written word doesn't sound as good when you're using your voice. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you this real fast. You can see this is what it looks like. This is just one file. Over here are all my other ones, my sound effects and different things. The multi-track where that's kind of ridiculous to look at, where I eventually will be putting everything. This will probably be about 15 tracks deep, because usually when I do a first pass, it is basically, music, background ambient effects. So like what the world sounds like. So these are ambient loops right up in here. Hopefully you can see all this. Let me switch to this. That's not really going to help. But, ambient loops. And all this stuff down here is starting at track 6 down. Is really all the voiceover. See, voiceover. And this was one long file. I just chopped it up with the razor tool. And, of course, some of this down here is dragon wings and some additional sound effects. And things become layered. More layering and more layering. So my first pass is pretty basic. Second, third, fourth, fifth pass gets even more intense. And then I get to like some kind of a stable version, and I listen to it. And then you go back and add the little things, like a little grunt or a scream or someone just mumbling in the background, that kind of thing. My most recent radio drama, Sea of Ice, which you can find on my playlist, Rise of Tiamat, was like that. It was a little pass, and then like the fifth pass was really all these little incidentals. The sound of the pirate captain walking in the boat, the jingle of his armor, and the crew kind of yelling in the background. It's all those little things. That's really what takes up most of the time, is just layering it all so it at least has some depth. Anyway, just wanted to show a little bit of the process. This is me working on the next radio drama. Hopefully it'll be done by not this Friday, but next. I don't know. This one's, I think, going to be very complex. So if you're just interested in what I'm doing and how I go about this is pretty much it. All right, guys, thanks for watching and indulging this silly little video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.